Inside these boxes is the brand new xTool MetalFab. Now, it may say welder on the box here, but it is so much more than that. If this tool can do everything that xTool says it can do, it's going to completely change the industry. Let's get it out of the box and check it out. And make sure you stick around till the end of the video, and I'm going to show you guys some of the really cool projects that I've got planned for this machine. I'm just going to play through this part real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on the actual unboxing on stuff, but I know you guys like seeing it and seeing how everything's arranged. That's one thing xTool is really well known for. They definitely have a nice layout, and it's very smart the way they put everything together. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got here. So this is the heart of the setup. This is the 1200 watt welder. Like I said, it's so much more than that. This can weld, cut, and clean metal. And this here is the wire feeding device for when we are using it as a welder. And here's all the accessories that came in the box with the welding unit. We've got some cleaning stuff, gloves, extra drive rolls, tips. I think this is some wire, some metal to test it on. Obviously instructions, some safety stuff here, safety glasses, more tubes and stuff like that. There's plenty of tubes with that. This is one thing I was a little hesitant about. I wasn't sure if we were going to get all of that stuff with it or if I had to add on tubes and all those different kind of things, but it came with plenty of them, it looks like. So we've also got the air dryer and then the compressor here, which this thing is really nice looking. And then again, tubes, accessories for the dryer. These are more lenses and nozzles, I think, here. And in case you've never bought anything from xTool before, just check this out. Their manuals are always really nice like this. Full color, very clean, clear, easy to read. These really help. Now, the first time you turn the machine on, you're going to get all these prompts to select your units and just get the machine all set. And then you'll get this barcode that you need to scan, and it's going to bring you to their safety training. Now, you have to watch this in order to get a password in order to unlock the machine. You may think this is a little weird, but I don't know. I kind of think it's a good idea. So once you get the password, you just type it into the machine, and then it'll be all unlocked and ready to use. And you're never going to have to do that again. You only have to do it the one time. Like I said, for something brand new like this, I think it's pretty smart. Oh, and don't forget to put that pass key in. All right, so I've got everything set up here. I've got the welder hooked up to a 220 plug with an extension over there. I don't have any 220 right next to each other. You'll need two of them if you end up using their air compressor, because this also runs on 220, so just keep that in mind. Now, a couple things that you'll have to buy to add to this kit is going to be a bottle and a regulator. Now, this is a bottle of argon. You can get these at your local welding supply stores. You can get all of this stuff there. But you can also get it on Amazon, and I'll put a link down below for you guys. They dropped this right off at my house with a full bottle, which is really handy. So now we're jumping a little into the future. I have spent a few days testing this machine, just trying to figure it all out. I've been welding since 2010, professionally, I guess. But, you know, I've never used a laser welder like this before. So this was actually my first weld. It may be a little difficult to see there. See if I get that focused. But anyway, I'm super impressed with that. Like I said, for my first weld, I stopped in the middle. That's why it's got that little stop and start there. I tried again on the back doing multiple passes. I did a root and then a couple cover passes. That didn't come out so hot, but I think I just need a little more practice with that. I've also been practicing with the cutting thing. Look at that. Look how thin that is. That's crazy. If I had done that with a plasma cutter, it would just vaporize that little chunk of metal. So I don't usually weld stainless, and they give you a few pieces of stainless like this, and they give you stainless wire with the kit. We're going to switch over to some regular steel, mild steel wire in a minute here, but I want to try making one more pass on this here, and then we're going to try to do a brake test with this. So this is the stainless. Let's see what happens with that. All right, so that's one single pass, and you'll notice that I moved it because I tried it before and it actually went right through and welded the pieces right to this plate. So I had to run that test one more time, but you can see it got really good penetration there, which I expected. So let's see how a brake test does on this. All right, I finally got it to break. That took quite a bit of effort to do. A lot of bending, a lot of smashing it with a hammer. But don't forget, this is just a single pass on this 80 thou thick stainless steel plate. All right, so I don't do a ton of stainless. That's probably the first time I've welded stainless since I got out of the Navy in 2015. So I'm going to switch over to this. This is some L56. It's from Lincoln. I'm not sure what the exact difference is from any other mild steel MIG wire, but so this is 0.9 millimeter or 0.35 diameter wire. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just insert the spool into the machine, and it's got this little nub sticking out here. I'm just going to make sure that that lines up with this piece. And I've got the wire running so it'll run out of the bottom here. Now I need to make sure that I have the right rollers installed, so the extras are stored up here, and each one has two different sizes on it. So for example, this is a 1 or 0.8 millimeter. They recommend using the 1 for wire this size. So I'll just install it on there, and then you've got this little screw. You snug that up. I've already got this front one swapped out. All right, now I'm just going to carefully unroll this wire. I don't want to let go of that because this whole thing will unravel. And I'll just cut that end off. Now I'm just going to feed it into here. And then I just need to make sure that it stays in line. It goes through all these guides. And once I'm happy with that, I can just close down these pieces here, flip these levers up. Now these do have to be adjusted. It's in the instructions what they should be set to. I think I've got them set right here, but I will verify that. Now to feed the wire through, I'm just going to hit this feed button. It's also got to retract. Just hit feed. See that it'll start feeding through the machine. Eventually it'll come out of the end of the gun. And I forgot to mention that you want to put this piece and then this here, set that on. That'll keep your spool from coming off. So now the tip of the wire is just sticking out a little bit. To get it set out to the exact length that I need, I can just jog these buttons here. This is a forward and reverse. So I can move it out a little. And you can see there where the light is hitting, so I've come out a little too far. I'll just back it up till it's just at the tip there. Right, so now all I need to do is select carbon steel for the wire. Make sure that I've got my right wire diameter, which is 32. And then whatever size plate I end up welding, I'll have to select from here. All right, so let's try something a little thicker. So this is mild steel. This is 1/8 inch thick. And let's just see how this works. If you're familiar with welding, you may notice this little clamp here that I keep putting on. You may think this is like a ground strap or something and probably thinking, wow, that's pretty thin. It's actually not a ground strap. It's just a safety strap that tells the machine that you are connected to the material that you are actually working on. It just prevents, accidentally firing the laser at something that you don't want to fire it at, basically. And that's got to be used no matter what you're doing, either welding, cutting, or cleaning. You always put that safety strap on. All right, I want to do a brake test on this, but first let's switch this machine over to the cleaning mode and try that out on here and see how it cleans up these welds. Oh, and another thing, this is starting to get warm, so make sure that you wear the gloves that xTool is included with the machine and any other PPE, of course. All right, to get this to set up to clean, I'll first just disable both of these. That disabled the lasering and disabled the wire feed. I'm just going to come up here, select clean. It's already on carbon steel, and I'm going to go with the wider cleaning wheel. Next, I'm just going to remove this piece here that holds the wire feed on, and then I'm just going to install this tip in place of this one. So to remove this, I just flip that lever. I can work that off. So now my wire feed is disconnected. And then to get the tip out, I just pull it out. And insert this new one. There's a little tab up the top. Just make sure that's lined up. Here we go. Now we're good to clean with the gun. Now the final thing that I'm going to do is swap out this blue hose here for this clear one. So the blue one is connected to my argon bottle. This clear one is connected to my dryer, which is connected to the air compressor there. And you could probably run it on the argon, but I just see no reason in wasting that for this here because it works just fine. Now I'm going to turn my dryer on first, since that's what it tells me to do. And so you can see right here, you must start the air dryer before turning on the air compressor. Turn that on. And then the final thing I'll do is just enable the laser, and it always is going to give you that warning. Alright, so here's how it looks before cleaning, and then here it is after. You can see that it's removed a bunch of that scale, and so just any of the oxidation that was built up on there. Alright, let's see how this does on our brake test. Let's try something else. All right, so I threw this in my hydraulic press. I really just want to see if it's either going to deform or crack the welds. Let's see what happens.
I bet. I bet. Talk about. Like it, talk on. Hold on.
Alright, so that mostly looked like it deformed it. Down on the bottom here, you can see it's splitting a little. Sorry if that's a little blurry. I think that's mostly just because I probably didn't have a very good weld down there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of real-world test that necessarily is, but it's impressive to see it bend and not... I would have expected that the laser might have produced a kind of brittle weld, but it would appear that it doesn't. All right, I've got to swap the tip out again, but this time, instead of just swapping out this portion, I'm going to remove this whole piece. And I've got this new one that's going to go in. And you can see here, there's graduations on here, and it tells you in the machine what you need to set it to. So mine is set for +1. So I'm just making sure that those lines line up there. Maybe a little hard to see. But now it's locked in, and now it's ready to cut. Of course, you gotta make some changes to the machine, but it's just like all the others. Just select cut and select the thickness of material that you're gonna be cutting. So let's give it a try. And that did cut through, but it was just a little stuck on the edge there. You know that? Just a little bit of slag on the back. It's not too bad. All right, that was just a very small taste of what you can do with this machine. Now, keep in mind, I've only been working with it for a couple weeks, and I feel like I've already gotten pretty proficient with it. So I'm gonna keep messing around with it. Like I said, I will show you guys some projects at the end of this video. Now, if you are interested in picking one of these machines up, I'm gonna put some links down below. These are affiliate links. They help me out a lot. You'll pay the same great price, but I get a small kickback from the company, which again, really helps me and the channel out. So let's go check some of those projects out right now. All right, the first one is sitting over in the corner of my weld shop here. And I've got a 32 Ford frame and a 1930 Ford Model A sedan body. And the plan is to chop the top on this. Now, this is 19 gauge steel. It's pretty thin. Usually they'll warp a little bit in the backs when you're welding them there. When you on those big flat panels, they don't have a ton of shape in them. I think this is going to be the perfect candidate for the laser welder. I may try to cut some of it. I'm going to see how that goes. You know, some of it is kind of thicker, so I'll probably still need to use a grinder to get through these various pillars here. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun project, and I've got another one outside that we got to check out. Oh, and I should probably mention that I'll be doing some of the fabrication on the frame here. It did a great job of welding that 1/8 inch steel, so I think that is also the perfect candidate for doing anything that I need to do on here. I've got to weld up some engine mounts. Some of the suspension stuff's got to get welded in, all sorts of stuff. All right, and this is the other project. So as you can tell, this is pretty rough. It's got rust holes all over the place. A lot of this metal is very thin. Some of it will just need to get completely replaced, but some of the parts like this, I think are, you know, plenty strong to just be able to patch. You know, I'll fabricate those panels, get them welded in, get everything cut out and cleaned up. This is going to be a very long-term project, obviously, so I'm just going to do it one little bit at a time. And if you're interested in seeing this stuff, obviously I'm going to be posting some long-form videos on here about it, but you can also check out the shorts that I'll post, or you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff. Again, I'll have links down below for all that stuff. Thanks for following along. I really appreciate the support, and I'll see everybody over on the next video.